Depression Baby. Stories about growing up in Appalachia and other things too. With my dad, Ray B. Rogers.
On August 16th, 1929, I came into this world kicking and screaming. I reckon that made me a depression baby.
Depression Baby is a World Songs media production. Brought to you by Depression Baby the Book, available in Kindle, paperback, and hardcover, and soon audiobook at raybrogers.com. Today, Ray tells about how folks in the mountains used to get their clothes.
There's an old spinning wheel in the parlor, spinning dreams of a long, long ago. Grandmother Rogers had a spinning wheel and she knew how to use it. This was one of the many talents developed by our ancestors. Mary Elizabeth Rogers could not hop into the minivan and rush down to Walmart to purchase a sweater for her children when the cold of winter began to threaten. Instead, the process would begin with duties of her husband, John Francis Rogers. Grandfather Rogers raised sheep on his Crabtree farm. The lambs grew up and also grew a lot of wool. When the sheep no longer needed the warmth of their woolly coats to protect them from the ravages of winter, shearing time came to Crabtree Valley. Sometimes professional sheep shearers came to the farms with their special skills to remove the wool from the protesting sheep. Grandfather Rogers probably sold some of the surplus wool, but saved some for personal use for grandmother's yarn. Grandfather's job was done for the moment, and the wool was passed on to grandmother. Grandmother cleaned and carded the oily wool to straighten its fibers, and the old spinning wheel performed in artful ways to produce yarn through the experienced skills of grandmother. How long did it take for her to learn how to twist the woolen fibers into yarn, and who taught her? After the spinning wheel had done its job and the yarn had accumulated, the wool must then be dyed. Certain tree barks or berries would be gathered to produce the desired brown and reddish colors when boiled with the yarn. The other colors could be gleaned from other locally grown plants. So you see, Grandmother and Grandfather Rogers took the wool from the backs of their sheep to the backs of their many children through many almost forgotten skills. I stand in admiration of all of their talents and wonder, how do we compare? Did Grandmother Rogers actually do the spinning in her parlor? The parlor was the least used room in the big two-story frame house, and it had to be kept in order in case company dropped by. I will never know where she did the spinning, but I do know that the song, "There's an Old Spinning Wheel in the Parlor," brings good memories to me of the way things were long, long ago.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Depression Baby, and if you did, my dad has just one simple request. Would you please consider leaving a nice review and a 5-star rating on iTunes? You could make the difference in more people getting to hear these stories of disappearing mountain heritage. Thanks to the musicians that contributed to this episode, including our friend Lobo Loco. You can find out more about him and everyone else on the show notes at, you guessed it, raybrogers.com. Hello to all the cousins and other family members at the Rogers family reunion this weekend. Thanks so much again, and see you next time on Depression Baby.